Hey guys and gals, welcome back in. Tim Knox here, Kindle Direct Publishing Q&A. Today the topic is VAs, virtual assistants. What are they? Who are they? Why you should care? Why you should have one, maybe more than one? Get this question a lot, Tim. When is the best time for me to hire my first virtual assistant? If you don't know what a VA is, a virtual assistant is just that. It is someone who assists in your business, but they do so virtually. They are not in your office like my 6 dogs today. They are typically out of the office. They could be out of the country. They could be across the globe. Wherever a virtual assistant happens to be, they can work anywhere thanks to the glory of the internet. Thank you, Al Gore, for that wonderful invention. So basically it's an assistant who can assist you virtually from anywhere. And so let's talk first about when you should think about getting a VA and how to go about it. As I've been teaching for many years in my entrepreneurial classes, the one thing that they don't make more of every day is time. You have a limited amount of time every day to perform the tasks that need to be done in your business, and therefore it is very important that you focus on those tasks which build your business, build your revenue, build your brand, the things that make you money. You don't get caught up in the mundane day-to-day functionality of the business. That's not your function as an entrepreneur. As the entrepreneur, you are the guy or the gal that is in charge of growing the business, bringing in the business, making the money. So when you get to a point in your business where you are spending more time on clerical or, again, the mundane tasks than you are in building the business, it's time to think about getting a VA. This is also the time when many entrepreneurs think about hiring their first employee. The same holds true. You don't want to hire an employee, number one, until you absolutely have to because they're expensive, and number two, until you have something for them to do. Don't get caught up in your ego. I see so many people on Facebook talking about getting their first virtual assistant and they don't need one yet. They just want one because it's nice to say you have one. It's kind of like owning a Ferrari. A Yugo or a Hyundai will get you to the same place, but the bragging rights are just not the same. So think about hiring a VA when you get to the point in your business when you're overloaded. You have so much going on that it is actually costing you money. Okay, so for example, in my digital publishing business, I have a virtual assistant that handles most of the publishing, the republishing, the Facebook promotions, the Twitter promotions, a lot of the marketing, things that I did when I first started the business, but then I got so busy that I needed help. And so let's talk about how you go about finding a VA, because there really are a lot of them out there, although there were very few really good ones. So I've got a list here. I'm going to refer to my list. I get people telling me on the videos that I ramble too much. I had another guy say I rock too much. So I rock and I ramble. If you don't like these videos, go find somebody else who doesn't move around and sticks to the bullet points. How do you find a VA? Well, my favorite way is to ask for references from my peers in the industry. When it came time for me to hire my first VA, I literally asked everyone on Facebook groups, always, or all the people in my mastermind group, do you refer anywhere? Do you have a VA that you would love to share? Okay, and so start off with referrals. Ask people that you trust if they have a VA recommendation or someone that they may share you with. It may be that they've got a VA that they're only using part-time and you can use them the other time. All right, so start off with referrals. A lot of people will go to Upwork looking for VAs. That actually is where I found mine. And my virtual assistant started off as a ghostwriter for me. And we developed a relationship via her work, and she became a trusted VA and doing a wonderful job. So look for referrals, go to Upwork, search for VAs. I think it's important, if you are an English speaker, that your VA be fluent in English. You don't want to have language problems becoming a barrier, especially if they are publishing books for you or editing books or proofreading books. You want to make sure your VA speaks English, is very fluent, and preferably writes English as well as you do. My VA is in the Philippines. The Philippines are like the 52nd state. The schools are Americanized. They all speak English. It was a very easy transition. She probably speaks better English than I do, which really isn't hard because I'm from Alabama. So once you identify VA candidates, you want to interview them. You want to actually get on a Skype conversation and you want to talk about your expectations, their experience, their abilities. Are they comfortable working in Microsoft Word, for example, if you're going to have them doing publishing or formatting for you? You want to make sure that it is a good fit, that they can do what you need them to do. And that really falls on you. You need to explain very clearly the tasks that you need done, and you need to go over with them those tasks and make sure, yes, it is something they can do. Once you do that and you get it narrowed down to candidates, things you need to keep in mind are, other than the fluency of the English, my dogs are barking downstairs. It must be the UPS guy, the poor UPS guy. He gets barked at more than anybody. Other things you should think about is, what is their availability? If you need a VA to work 12 hours a week for you, do you hear them? It's the UPS man. If you need a VA to work 12 hours a week, are they available to work 12 hours a week? If you need them to do certain tasks on certain days, are they available to work on those days? That's why you also have to keep in mind the differences in time zone. For example, my VA in the Philippines is, I think, 14 hours ahead of me. So when I sit down at my desk at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, it's 10:30, 11 o'clock. Do the math. I suck at math. Her time. She's 14 hours ahead. So there is that lag. You know, if you're here in the United States, if you can get a VA that you can afford in the States, that is the best way to go. I had worked with VAs in Jamaica, which are just an hour ahead. That wasn't inconvenient at all. But if your VAs are going to be in the Philippines or somewhere like that, you have to take into account the time difference, because there is going to be a lag in the tasks that they perform because they are 14 hours ahead of you. Also, hey, that's Biscuit. Biscuit, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Make an appearance. This is Biscuit. Biscuit is a 14-year-old Maltese who is hell on wheels. Aren't you? Yeah. Yeah. She was our very first dog we got 14 years ago. And she's old and cranky, and she doesn't put up with shit from anyone. So, hey, thanks for making an appearance. It'll be a check for you. We talked about time zone. Oh, are they working for others? Are they performing tasks for other Kindle publishers, for example? And that's okay if they are. You just want to make sure that there is an understanding there that your work, the work they do for you, is never commingled with anyone else's work. Hours are never double billed. Your secrets are not shared with anyone else. It's a good idea to have your VA sign a non-disclosure as well. It may not be incredibly legally binding, but it does put a piece of paper between you, and it does imply to them that you are very serious about what you are doing. So are they working for other people? If so, what tasks are they performing, etc.? Again, how much time can they commit to? If you need someone to work 12 hours a week and they can only do 4 hours, you may or may not want to farm out part of your task to them and find someone else to do the rest. In my opinion, it's better to find someone who'll do it all. How much are they going to charge you? What is the per hour rate? I pay $3 to $4 per hour depending on the task that I need and the VA that I use. Again, a lot of people will say, well, that doesn't sound like much money, but you have to realize the cost of living in the Philippines or overseas is very different than it is here in the States. So $4 per hour in the Philippines is like 12 bucks an hour here. Not too bad. So how much do they expect? How much are you willing to pay? The next thing, and this is really important, I think, is the training of the VA. What tasks you need to define, what tasks you need them to do, and then you need to thoroughly train them on those tasks. Now, what I do is I will record a video of me actually performing those tasks using screen capture. I will send that to the VA. I will have them watch it, and then we will get on a Skype conversation, watch it together, and then I will reiterate that with live training, meaning I'm actually doing it, training them, and then I let them do it while I monitor. You will have a lot less problems with VAs and employees if they are thoroughly trained, they know exactly what's expected of them and how quickly they are supposed to do it. Training is vital. Don't miss this step. I am also very big on a trial period. If I decide to go with a VA, I will let them know that we are going to do a 2-week trial period. I am going to monitor their performance. I am going to monitor the number of hours they charge per task, and you can do this very easily through Upwork. If you don't know about that, go to Upwork, look for the help files. But I'm going to have a trial period. I'm not going to commit fully to you until I know you can do the job I need done in the amount of time I need it done for the amount of pay I'm willing to pay. So have a trial period. Try them out for a couple of weeks. If it goes great, let them know that they are a part of the team and make them feel welcome and put them to work. Also, after that point, it's very important that you monitor their progress. You monitor their work. Don't ever fully trust a VA to do it exactly as you would do it. Always come behind them, at least in the beginning, double checking, making sure they're doing what you want them to do. Once you're comfortable with them and they are comfortable with you, you might consider expanding their duties. I have a VA now that is 20 hours a week that will be 40 hours a week very quickly because she has proven to me that she can handle the tasks that I'm giving her, and we are building the relationship and we're building that trust, and she will get more hours, more pay. Biscuit. This dog is just vicious. I need a VA to take care of my dog. All right. Other things, I would recommend that you give bonuses occasionally. The best way to instill loyalty in these folks is to not only pay them a fair wage, but to give bonuses. I like to give a $50 bonus every month, just to say thanks for the good work you're doing. Thank you for being part of the company. And here's a little something extra. It may not be much to you, but it means a lot to them. Your goal here is to find a good VA that you can have a long-term relationship with. You want loyalty, dependability, and you want to be able to trust them completely with your business, especially if you are giving them access to your Amazon account so they can do the republishing. You're giving them access to your Facebook account, etc., etc. And finally, the last bit of advice is always be looking for your next VA. And I say that because something may happen with your current VA and you don't want to be left in a lurch. It may be that your business expands to the point that you need more than one virtual assistant. So always be interviewing, always be building a file of potential VAs, always be asking your friends, hey, how's it going with your VA? Is it someone you would recommend? And the goal of all of this is to free you up to do or to have the time that you can then do the things that are important in your business. Remember the old adage from E-Myth, you need to be working on your business and not in it. Meaning, if you're behind the counter building sandwiches, even though you own the Subway, you are working in your business. But if you are out in the community or out front with a sign saying, eat at my restaurant, you're working on the business. Find out what is the best use of your time. Focus on doing those tasks in your business. Everything else, everything that you possibly can, farm it out to a virtual assistant. All right. I hope that was helpful. If you have questions about KDP, about publishing, about authorship, anything to do with writing, publishing, marketing books, digital or otherwise, you can email me at the address there. Email tim@timknox.com, and I would be more than happy to answer your question. All right. Have a great day. I think I have to go deal with Biscuit.